Bitcoin right now is in a really interesting position. Matter of fact, right now as we speak, and I've been posting many updates about this over on Twitter, Bitcoin is attempting a breakout. A little bit earlier this morning, we had a breakout from the triangle, as you can see right here, had a little hiccup at our previous top from this night, or I should say last night, pushing through now to one of the previous resistances yet again. And so this is a key deciding moment. And I will tell you that we've got one strategy and one strategy only. Now, I'll probably talk about that a little bit more later tonight, as in about 1 or 2 hours, we're going to be doing a stream of the FOMC meeting. I just wanted to quickly get this little quote-unquote emergency crypto update going, as right now it's looking as if Bitcoin is pushing through, and hopefully you guys all see that the most important of barriers are actually behind us now if Bitcoin keeps pushing through. The only interesting point as of late is standing right here at about $42,500, but if that breaks, I consider this to be a very easy leg all the way up towards levels we've seen right here at about 43.1. But even if we were to break down right here yet again, it would be very likely that this previous resistance is going to turn into support, and that we actually have a break of structure of this downtrend that we've been seeing for a while now into a uptrend. But again, it's all going to depend on whether or not we break through or we fall flat at this resistance. Again, it's supposedly some very strong resistance. In the back of our head, we're keeping it that indeed the funding rates are coming back down hard. We're gearing up more and more for a continued positive push, because again, you guys want to know, if the funding rates are high and very positive, this means borrowing money to go long is relatively expensive because everybody is doing so. And so a lot of people don't open positions anymore because they've got to pay a lot for it, and they start waiting until the funding rates are negative. I will say yet again though that the majority of the pressure is actually pretty far away, depending on what time frame you're looking at. On a 1-month scale, as you can see, the majority of the pain lies at either 38,000 or all the way towards 45,000 yet again. Everything we're trading in right now is basically free range. It's only when you look at it on a very short-term scope that you can see just how much pressure there is at the exact levels which we are testing right now. And you can see how many times we got towards this price level. And I will reiterate again that right now we're mostly just looking for long positions. As we stated before, there are many levels of interest right now, and I've got multiple targets to open new long positions at, because ever since Bitcoin started this rally, right? And the rally basically started here in October of this year. It's been a push that many know won't stop soon because of the BlackRock vouch, because the Bitcoin halving coming up. Yes, we can see some corrections, but the bull run has started. And so if you're looking for short positions, you're opening them on very short terms. And again, above $37,500, I'm not even considering opening any short position. And if I were to want to, I'd only do it for these very short-term price fluctuations. And there's a very good likelihood that if we were to turn back around and I wouldn't be a nearly instant profit on my shorts, I'd just close them to go for longs again. But there's also just a very good chance that Bitcoin had a nice healthy pullback here and actually continues from here on forward with the supposed bull run and just continues on with the structure the way we've seen it over the last couple of weeks. And the reason I'm saying it's not that wise to go for short positions in a situation like this is, for the most part, that you've got to get a good strategy going. If you've got a altcoin portfolio for the most part and you want to hedge it with a Bitcoin short, I don't think that's a bad idea. That can definitely work out. But for most other traders out there, opening up a short here would be trading against the trend, depending again on what the most recent price action is going to look like in the near future. Potentially, for example, we've hit ourselves a top right here, and now we form ourselves a bottom, we form ourselves a lower top, and we actually keep forming like this. That's why I said we start potentially looking for shorts as we get towards 37,000 or lower, if again the structure looks like a downwards sloping line, knowing that on a higher time frame it's still an uptrend. You can say what you want to, but it's still an uptrend. So for our major positions, we are only looking for longs because we're not trying to find that tipping point. We're not trying to find the moment where everything turns around. And that's what you're doing when you're opening shorts at these levels. You're thinking that you have found the absolute top, and so you can short it all the way towards the bottom. But here's the kicker. Most people can't do that because we're in a bull market. So you're most likely going to be wrong. The chance of you being able to completely pick the top in a bull market is so much smaller than the price just continuing up and it just being easy to go long, it's better, most likely, to wait for a new nice position entry than to short your way there. Again, unless we have a break of structure right now, it's a clear uptrend on any time frame except for, I'd say, the 15 minutes, maybe the half hours. But again, right now, if we were to form a top, for example, right here, and then continue on like so, yes, we could indeed start thinking about shorts for the short term, but generally speaking here, we're just looking at all these different price levels to open up new longs. Even right now, some people might say, hey, this is some very heavy resistance. Shouldn't we be opening up a short right here, taking it all the way back towards 40K or something along those lines with a stop loss, for example, above 42.5K? And what I'll say about that is, again, if you're doing this as an altcoin portfolio hedge, there's definitely a possibility of that. Otherwise, it's still, in my opinion, not the wisest of ideas. Anyway, some interesting stuff coming out later tonight with the FOMC stream in about an hour. Stay tuned for that. Make sure to grab yourself the $500 Bitcoin trade for free with the link down below if you haven't done it yet. And see you guys later.